Underdogs! Hey, I'm here in Sangaree, South Carolina. What am I doing? I'm back throwing the ball. So thank you all for the prayers, and it's so great to be out here throwing again. Coach Lee, thank you for doing this.
Hey, thanks for coming out.
Man, we've been talking about doing this for a while, and to get out here, it's a special park, Tom Conley field. It's a beautiful field, first of all, and the work that's gone to it is pretty amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
But tell us, Coach Lee, why do you love baseball?
At my age now of 20, but at my age now, I love baseball because it helps you interact with the community. I kind of shared an inside story with you earlier, but we got our 9-year-olds over here practicing today, and it helps you come in touch with the community, but it also helps you teach kids lessons for life. I mean, if you can accept failure on a baseball field, that kind of helps you, because you're going to fail in life, right? Not everybody's going to bat 1,000, so.
Exactly. Ted Williams.
Yeah.
4 out of 10. Pretty.
Yeah.
No one's getting close to that. Yeah. That's amazing.
So
yeah.
getting to interact with the youth and the community, I really enjoy it personally. So.
Absolutely. So tell us about your playing days. What positions you play? How long did you play? That kind of stuff.
I actually played here as a youth growing up until I moved to Florida. I sat in that dugout a lot. No, I played a little bit of second base, but when I got older, being as I'm left-handed, I got moved to the outfield, so I'd either play right field or left field.
Yeah.
And then I played up until high school in Florida and started running track. And, those guys in Florida are huge. So
hard.
I couldn't really compete. And then started coaching ball a little bit later after I had my first son. I got 3 boys. I just wanted to volunteer to be an assistant coach, and they didn't have enough head coaches. And they asked me if I would, and I was like, I guess I'll try it. Fell in love. Actually came back to Tom Conley that year and won the district tournament for All-Stars. Wow. And then we got to go play in Clemson. It was a really cool experience. That's some of my favorite pictures I have of me and my son. It's on this field. He's crying. He's hugging me.
Yeah.
It was a really cool experience.
Absolutely. So, well, real quick, back to your playing. There's one more question about that. Is there ever a moment where you made a play, had a hit, and you're just like, this is why I love the game? It's a magical moment again.
One of my favorite plays ever in baseball for me, I was actually playing rec ball in Florida. I was playing left field, overran the ball, and stuck my glove behind me and had me a Savannah banana catch before there was Savannah.
Before they were cool, before they came.
And I never let anybody know I didn't do it on purpose. And all my teammates were like, "That was so awesome." I was like, "I know."
Like the whole time you planned that out. Right?
In my brain, I'm like freaked out because I overran it and I just stuck my glove out and it happened to land there. So that was probably my
Willie Mays sort of.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll never forget. My dad came to, we came from Ireland. He didn't know baseball. I made this catch. I was running from right field to center field, and I didn't know what. I just laid out, and somehow the ball hit the mitt, and I caught it at the end of the game. And my dad, they were all like, "Corker," and my dad said, "He did something," because he didn't know the rules of the game or anything that was going on. My son did something. But it's the moments on the field and the diamond are unlike anything. And that's why I tell people, you got to play the game. You got to get your kids to play the game. You just got to get out there and not worry so much, would you agree, with how great you are right away, but just learn to fall in love with the process of learning to play the game.
Yeah. And you say that, the process and watching the development of kids as far as like learning the game of baseball and seeing their growth. Because, you get into it, and if you coach the same kids year after year, you get close with the kids and seeing things that they do in life and on the ball field is really cool. I got fired up here with the 9-year-olds the other day because we had a kid struggling in the batting cage, missing every ball. We made some adjustments, and then he started popping them. And man, I got so loud and excited. I think it scared him, but it was cool to see him adjust and be successful. I like that.
You saw it live. You literally saw that moment.
Yeah. And I see that anytime we go play, you see something that's like, for me, it's like an aha moment as a coach. You see it. So this year was the first year with the older team that I coach that the kids were able to try out for high school ball. And we had kids that made their school teams. And I was like so proud. I called all of them to congratulate them. They were like, okay, coach, whatever. They're too cool to talk to me. But I was really happy for that, to see those kids make those school teams that they so desperately wanted to make. So.
Yeah. Well, what's your, I always ask people their dream, because a lot of people, they don't really think about that question. They just kind of go through the motions. But you've got dreams for this place. So what's your dream for not only Tom Conley Field, but the teams that you've had on here and that are to come?
Well, there's a couple of different things. In like for me, I run the rec program here at Tom Conley, and I also run the Ducks baseball program. And now we have a new thing in the Low Country called the Coastal Competitive League. They asked me to be on the board on it, so I'm the director of the 8U division for that. So I got a lot going on, and I try to keep them all separate. But my goal for the Ducks is for it just to keep going. You know, keep adding a new young team every year, 8U team, and everybody keeps walking up and develops together, and then those kids make their high school teams. And that's what I want to see. I can't help them with college here, but just want to see them be successful off the field. A huge thing for me through the rec program and the Ducks is sportsmanship.
Yes.
A huge thing for me. I don't care if you're a fan in the stands or if you're a kid on the field. Sportsmanship is the hugest thing for me.
Yeah.
So,
What do you say, this is a different kind of question, but I think it's important to ask. What do you say to parents about picking up a baseball again? Throwing with their kid, or just getting out and throwing with a buddy and not just giving up because there's somehow an age expiration, and there isn't,
right.
on going out and throwing the ball and loving the game?
Well, it starts at home. I mean, that's true. Any coach will tell you that. And like we were kind of talking earlier, you come into contact with different people through different baseball programs, but it starts at home. And those kids that are lucky enough to have parents, and parents that are lucky enough to have kids that want to do baseball, and they interact together at home, you see it. You see it when they step on the field. You're like, oh, somebody works with this kid. Somebody's giving this kid attention. But coaches like me and other guys here, if there is a kid that's not getting that attention, come to Tom Conley. We'll work with your kid. You know, we'll give those kids the attention on the ball field and help them. You know?
Yeah, I think to kind of follow with your point there, that in-person learning. I know there's great things on TikTok, and I post all over social media, but that hands-on, you got to have in person, right? There's got to be that I care about you as a player. You're not just 1 out of 20.
Right.
Kind of feel. Right?
Yeah. And I think that was a little bit of a shocker when it comes to some of the kids playing school ball. They didn't get that one-on-one interaction with their coaches like you do, because it's a different level than this is. Having that interaction with the player, let them know, like, hey, you didn't get that one, we're going to get the next one. And talking with them, building them up. So one thing that we do a lot, especially, I do it some with the younger kids, if they're struggling in game, I tell them, so we're going to pull you out because that's what's best for the team. But when you come in the dugout, let it go, take what you did, learn from it, and then support your team. That's how you're a good teammate.
Yes.
So.
Is there a player today in Major League Baseball that you think epitomizes good sportsmanship, a good role model, and you enjoy watching for kids to be watching?
Oh man, there's things in the game now that the kids emulate so much. I'm not a big fan of the bat flips.
Pimping those homers, right?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big, just me.
Yeah.
I still make kids take, if they have 3 balls, no strikes, I still make them take, they get so mad at me, because that's always a strike, right? But so I'm kind of like, I like old school baseball fan, but as far as guys that are on the field out there doing it today, I don't know. Obviously, I'm a big Braves fan, so I love Acuna. Freddie Freeman looked like he did a lot for the community, so I would have to lean probably on Matt Olson. He looks like he slid right in
old
the
school
spot.
players too, a little bit. They kind of kept, but they have both. They're kind of a hybrid of
Right.
the old and the new. Which, like, I love, as you all know, a couple of people. Justin Steele be my favorite.
Yeah.
He's just that country, hard throwing. But he's a pitcher, though. He still pitches. He's not just a thrower. That's another thing in the game that is a little bit worrisome, right? Like, it's all about velocity. It shouldn't be. I mean, Greg Maddux pitched a long time, carved up hitters because he knew how to pinpoint the location. What do you say about that, actually? We're just digging into that for a second. Pitching versus just being a thrower, a pitcher versus a thrower.
Well, everybody says it's a power game now. I actually talked to the coach. I can't think of his name. I just happened to meet him a couple years ago from USC Salkehatchie, the head coach there. And he was talking, and he said that his best pitchers are the ones that throw junk, because they throw their junk with confidence. And you see it with the kids. Everybody wants to throw like super hard, but if you have a kid that can go up there, he's pitching to let you hit the ball, but he has enough confidence in himself and in his defense behind him. He's going to let you hit the ball. Those are the best pitchers, man.
Yep.
Those are the best pitchers.
Absolutely.
You'll go out on a weekend and you'll see a kid. A couple weeks ago we played and we seen a kid that was thrown in the 80s. The kid's 14 years old.
Oh my goodness.
It was crazy. He was huge. He looked like Superman.
Right.
But he didn't pitch long enough for me to see. But what's the longevity on that? Like, how long can you pitch? And then another thing that I'm not a big fan of seeing is you see kids even at this is their first year pitching. This is a 9-year-old baseball.
Okay.
There's kids out there that are throwing curveballs now. And there's guys out there, coaches out there, that will max out kids' pitches in a weekend and sometimes try to squeeze more. Over 100 pitches in a weekend. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
That could be ruining their future playing. I mean,
yeah,
they hurt themselves enough times early on.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I felt really bad. A kid that I've coached for a long time had little league elbow over the winter. And part of it, I kind of noticed something was wrong and I asked him, and he doesn't communicate very well. So we had a lot of long conversations about, hey, I need you to communicate with me, because when you step in this onto the field, you're my responsibility. And I felt so bad that he got little league elbow, and he healed up from it and had physical therapy, and we did it right. But coaches also got to care about the kids. Yeah, it's cool to win, and I love being competitive, but I don't want to win at any cost. Your kid's health is number one.
What do you say about arm care? What's your thoughts on?
I think that for everybody it's different. I definitely think that a lot of kids will just pitch and then go home, but that's also where the parents come into play. Because I'm not going home with your kid, right? I think they need
family's got to be involved again, right?
Yeah, stretching properly, and then arm care afterwards. You throw light. A lot of people are saying don't ice no more. I mean, I don't know. I'm not the pitching coach. I'm not the expert on that. But yeah, I think it's very important to take care of your arm. And if something doesn't feel right, it's very important to express that to your parents or your coach. Yeah. And unfortunately, when I say that there's coaches out there that'll just let a kid go even though he says he's hurt, there's also parents out there that just want to see their kid win. So it's a double-edged sword. I mean, kids need to communicate when they're hurt,
Yeah.
But I guess it's a three-edged sword, because there's some kids that will say they're hurt because they're in a situation they don't want to be in. That's where the coaching comes in.
And again, that hands-on, you're going to know, your players.
Right.
But if you don't have that connection, you really don't know. That's why I love your program and how it is really personal. Because if you're not personal, then you're not going to see any of these signs of things that are going on.
Right.
So,
yeah. A couple weeks ago, I had a kid. He's a really good pitcher for us. Throws really hard. We only with the teams that we coach, we always tell the kids, if you want to throw a curveball, you got to earn it. Right. Get ahead. We'll let you throw one. But we call the strikes, call the pitches, and try to limit how many breaking balls and stuff they throw. We just try to stay to a fastball and a changeup for the most part. But he pitched beautiful on Saturday, and we pulled him so that he would be able to pitch on Sunday. So he only threw like 30 pitches on Saturday, and we would let him throw on Sunday. And he went out and he threw 2 pitches, and both of them got hit to deep center field. And so I called Tom and went out there. He's like, my arm hurts really bad. I was like, why didn't you tell me your arm hurts really bad? Because I didn't want to let down my team. I said, you did let down your team by not communicating. I said, stay here after the games and we're going to talk. I said, I'm not going to talk to him. I have a very huge personal investment in this particular player. He rides to me to a lot of tournaments, and he just got kind of a different home life. And so really invested in him. Baseball is a great thing for him. It helps keep him out of trouble. So
that's one great thing about this too. When you're involved in sports overall, not only is it a great discipline, you learn to work with other people, but it can actually keep you on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
A lot of people have not been in gangs thanks to sports, thanks to baseball, thanks to a good relationship. In fact, many students, and I was probably one of them, coaches had more of an impact than the teachers.
Yeah.
They remember something 10 years ago, and they're applying it in business.
Yeah.
I remember my football coach and baseball coach had a huge impact on me years ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Sangaree, we're standing in Sangaree, which is, by the way, Somerville, part of Somerville, South Carolina. What do you say to people in Sangaree about getting more involved in all of this? What can they do to be part of this great vision you have?
Oh man, we got lucky enough. We got a PARD grant from the state and got this beautiful sign out there that'll help advertise. People drive by the ballpark, but it's almost like it got forgotten. So driving by it now, people are seeing the batting cage that we been working on building and getting a second field back going. Just keeping your eyes open, and then there's plenty of kids that want to play ball, and hopefully we'll get soccer back going here, like a rec soccer program, and because that's an option. Not every kid wants to play baseball.
Exactly.
They should want to play baseball.
Yeah, exactly. Best sport on the planet. Exactly. Well, and then volunteers. Y'all ever need that kind of thing? Or?
Yeah. Well, the thing about Tom Conley is, we don't get funded by tax money or anything like that. It's either like if we apply for a grant, but most of it's through sponsorships. All the coaches are volunteers on the rec side and the travel side. We're all volunteers. So if you come out here for a game and you see the field's chalked, either a Latson LYO coach chalked it or a Ducks coach chalked it. But so anybody in the community that wanted to come help, if you want to come pitch in and give us a call and say, hey, we'd love to come out and help weed eat, or do you need help with anything? Because you don't always want to make it be about money. right?
No. Everything matters, right? Exactly.
Hey, yeah, of course you need money to run, but if I had people that said, hey, every Tuesday I'll come out and I'll make sure the games are chalked and ready for you to go for your games on Tuesday night, that would be tremendous for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely tremendous. Hey, I'll come out and I'll cut the grass every other Saturday for you. That would be huge, because we got to, all the coaches, we coach, 4 nights a week, 5 nights a week. We usually have games during the week and on the weekend. So we keep up with the grass, dirt. I got a wife at home. I have 3 sons. Only got one that's playing baseball right now, but he's on the team we're here with today. So there's a lot going on, and it actually takes a lot of people to make it work. Luckily, I have some really good people that support me with this.
Yeah.
Really good coaches, really good parents that help with the social media stuff and help me keep things straight. So the support's great.
That's awesome. That's great.
You can never have enough, though.
No. Yeah, every little bit matters. Like what you were saying, it's not just money, but money does help too. You got to pay for things. You got to keep things the way they are. I love that even the field over here, you're turning that into a nice field as well.
Yeah. I mean, there are things that we need money for. Like, as you can see, some of the fencing needs to be replaced. But it's not all money. To help maintaining the grass and things like that would go such a long ways for me. So, I mean, last weekend, me and a couple of coaches and a player and his dad, we were here Saturday and Sunday working on that field, cutting grass and everything for, we spent like 6 hours here both days. And like I said, we all got jobs and families too, so.
Well, my whole thing's about being the underdog, because a lot of people, things didn't come easy. They had to fight and fight and fight to get to where they are today. Is there ever a moment in your coaching career or playing where you had to really overcome something? And how did you overcome it? Is there any kind of moment that or just period of time where you had to fight through something?
That's a tough thing there. There's so many different things in life, That's another reason why baseball is beautiful. It helps you get over things. I can't really think of a good example. I guess one of the hugest effects in my life, when I was about 21, my mom had passed away. And she passed away from brain cancer. And we were really, really close. And that was extremely hard for me to get over. And so at my age right there, I decided I would just drink all the time. And ended up not really getting in major trouble, but things that I would rather not talk to people about. And I had to grow from that. And I really woke up whenever my oldest son was born. I said, you know what? It's time to give up on these things, and it's time to be a man, right? And kind of I changed who I was as a person. It really, really woke me up. So, she did pass away when I was 21, but I definitely think that I would be somebody she's proud of right now, And luckily enough, I got my dad and my stepmom. She's awesome. They live like 2 houses over from me. They fully support me doing this, and they love to come out and heckle their grandkids when they're playing. So
it's the right proper role for them.
yeah. And then my wife's parents, they love supporting the kids too, playing ball. They're huge supporters of the athletics.
Yeah.
For all of they have, my in-laws have, my father-in-law unfortunately passed away recently, but together they have, I think, 16 grandkids.
Wow.
And he was such an awesome dude. He would go, say if he had a game at Tom Conley, he'd come here for a game, and then he would drive to like wherever and go to another game. He'd go to everybody. It was so awesome. So,
well, that's the other thing about baseball too, is getting all the family involved, from the grandparents all the way down to the sometimes great grandson who's playing the game. Like, this game goes back to the Civil War. I mean, like 1864. I don't know if you know some of this history, but General Abner Doubleday, they were bored in the camp, and they found something that looked like a baseball, and they started hitting it around. And that's how baseball started. And a lot of people don't know the history of it, but like, this game's been going on a long time, and we need to keep it going, and not just keep it going, but in a whole new way. Love the game, but appreciate and respect the game. That's the big thing for me.
Yeah.
Now, Throw the Ball Foundation, my whole thing, getting people to fall in love with the game, throw the ball no matter how old they are. I've thrown with people, my grandmother's 95, throw with major league players, minor league, college, high school, all ages. Why do you think that's important, and why should more people check out what I'm doing just to try to get people to love the game?
Well, I mean, obviously physical fitness for any age is great.
Yeah.
But getting outside, just being outside. But I think that you can throw the ball and you can kind of just talk about things with people. That human connection.
Oh.
Well, even with the younger, that human connection when it comes to the youth or the adults. I'm going to be met one of my assistant coaches I met from coaching, He was a dad heckling me, and finally I said, if you know so much, I'm asking to be a coach. And now I'm
Are you
gonna,
serious?
now we're best friends, and I'm gonna be the best man in his wedding next month. So
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That really happened. He was heckling.
I wouldn't say he's heckling, but he's over there. He's Mr. Know-It-All. So.
Well, when we interview him, we'll get the second part of that story.
Okay.
Well, listen, Coach Lee, thanks for doing
Hey,
this,
thank you for
brother.
coming out. Yeah.
Absolutely. And make sure you check out Tom Conley Park. Get behind. What's the name of the league so people can be?
Well, the kids at Tom Conley that play in rec, they play in DYB,
Okay.
Diamond Youth Baseball,
Mm-hmm.
and then our Ducks baseball travel ball teams practice out of here. And then starting on Tuesday nights next week, we have a new league. It's called the Coastal Competitive League, and we're only playing on Tuesdays because those kids play both. They play travel ball and they'll be playing in that league. So yeah, we'll have people out here. We'll have some food cooking. Anybody wants to stop by?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm going to be moving to Sangaree. I'm going to be like minutes from here. So I can't wait to get out and do more interviews. And just, there's so many great stories, Coach Lee, that need to be told. I can't wait to interview that coach we were talking about before.
Yeah.
And just to, people need to be inspired. And I think in a time when people are craving connection and they're craving authenticity and they're craving passion, we can bring that and from this, use this to bring people together in ways we could have never imagined.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
thanks again, brother. I
Hey, thank
appreciate
you.
it. Yes.